Hello and welcome back to the Common Colt Podcast, a Colts podcast with real takes and no clickbait. I'm Josh Hudgens, joined by Dan Hertzler. Dan, what's up?
Not too much. I was just kind of doing a little calculation right before we got on here and figured out it's only 5 weeks until training camp starts. I know this is kind of the lull before the storm, the dog days of the summer, but that's not too far away, and it's going to move pretty quick here. And so we got a nice list here of 5 things, the top 5 things the Colts need to do before training camp starts. So, Josh, let's get us started. What's number 5 here for you?
Yeah, number 5, I think, is a bit of a check down. Everybody's been talking about it. This topic has been beat down by Colts media because it's the only Colts news going on right now. But I think they at least need to make an offer to Jonathan Taylor before training camp starts. I don't think he's going to hold out of training camp. He's obvious that he wants to play here. It doesn't seem toxic, but just getting those conversations moving a step further. And I think signing him before the season would be nice, but let's get that offer in before training camp and move forward.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. At least a 3-year deal, that would be perfect, sweet spot. Hey, number 4 for me, I think it's going to happen. We've heard some rumors. I'm not sure when, but I really want to see Richardson, Minshew, go down to Florida. I think they are with the receivers, and I want them to build some chemistry. Okay, this is kind of that, not mandatory, not organized activities, but this is important. You see other teams do this. There's something about the chemistry with these receivers, and especially 2 new quarterbacks. Richardson needs all the extra time he can, and I want to make sure that this happens. So that's my number 4 thing.
Yeah, getting Richardson on the same page with the receivers is big, especially before training camp. There's so many other things that go into being a quarterback, a rookie quarterback. How he communicates with the offensive coordinator, how the snap works, and how he communicates with the offensive line. So something he can do and get expedited in his learning curve is working with receivers, getting that timing down so he doesn't have to catch up with that on team time. For me, number 3, in my opinion, is a big one. They got to get healthy. I don't think Shaq Leonard's going to be ready for training camp. Maybe he will be. But, Michael Pittman had a hip injury, and I think his wife had a baby. We've seen Josh Downs had a leg injury that was going on. The team's been nicked up already, and just getting healthy and so everybody can work together in training camp is big. And I know not everybody will always be healthy, but just getting the team together is so big this year because we have such a young core.
Yeah. We already saw we lost, one rookie for an ACL, and I'm with you too. I think Josh Downs is the number 1 guy I'm looking at to be healthy. He just can't be nicked up as a young receiver. He's got to get in the offense, got to get all those reps in mini camp, training camp, all that kind of stuff. Number 2 for me is it seems kind of simple these days, but it's not, because if it doesn't get done, there's going to be more problems. And that's, we got to get a contract signed here from Anthony Richardson. He's still not signed, and I know the NFL has these things slated, and it's kind of something that we kind of expect to get done, and really no big issue, but it's got to get done before camp. So I think it'll happen, but I put it up here pretty high because if there's some kind of issue with his camp or his agent, and they come up with some kind of loophole or something that they make it an issue, man, that's the last thing the Colts need is a rookie holdout.
Yeah, for me, this is my number 1. And not that I think it's going to happen. I think he'll be signed before training camp. 99.9% sure that it'll happen. Yeah. When you look at the top 5 picks, none of them have been signed to a contract yet. So it's not uncommon for a rookie top 5 pick to be not signed yet. But it's got to happen. And to me, when I look at this Colts team and I think about what do they need to do to make sure this team has success in 2023, it's or just in general, it's getting Anthony Richardson signed so he does not miss any valuable time. And I know his contract's set. It's going to be a 4-year deal worth $35 million contract plus a team option on there. There's not a whole lot of leverage that Richardson has at this point. It's not like he can pull an Eli Manning. He could, but it would actually hurt him because he probably wouldn't go top 5 next year. So, the truth is, he'll be signed and it'll be before training camp, but the Colts just got to make sure it happens. They have to do it. So what's your number 1 then? If that's your number 2, what's your number 1?
Well, that's why it's not number 1, because I just think it's going to happen, although I don't want to overlook it because it's such an important issue. But number 1, and I think this is, to me, just an absolute no-brainer. I'm just waiting for this to happen. They have to sign a cornerback. They need to get a veteran cornerback on this team. to help out these young guys. With this whole Isaiah Rodgers issue and him not being there, and the fact that they traded Gilmore away, they have to sign a cornerback, and I'd like him to be on the roster before training camp so he can start mentoring or start helping some of these young secondary guys that we got. This is an absolute must. For me, it's number one, no doubt.
It's really is our biggest need on our team. I mean, obviously we look at the cornerback position. We were feeling okay about it heading into the year, and then the Rodgers thing happened. I'm looking at that. I would like to see them. I don't think they'll do it till after maybe some cuts in preseason, but maybe pick up another guard. I would like to see them look at the receiver position a little bit more. But yeah, cornerback is our biggest need. To me, when I look at this list, the top two things is getting the cornerback signed and getting Richardson signed, and the rest of this stuff will just kind of will happen over time, in my opinion. So hey, we're going through the dead time of the offseason. I mean, this is for you and me. I know we do our own thing sometimes, and we both work and we have family time and whatever. But as a Colts fan, it is tough right now for news. I mean, I feel like I go online and it's just dead. It sucks.
Yeah, and this is, the NFL is trying really hard to be a full calendar kind of sports in the news and information, and they do a really good job of this. But you and I both will recognize, hey, this is a time when everyone just kind of chills out. This is, like we said, the calm before the storm. Some things are going to pop up. Some stuff's going to happen. Hopefully, to me, less news is going to be good for the Colts. The teams that are in the news right now are probably not wanting to be in the news because they're in the news for the wrong reasons. So if the Colts can stay injury free, if they can sign their guys, they can pick up a cornerback, if they can, take care of some of these extra chemistry things with a new coach and a new quarterback, hey, they're going to be set up and we're going to be looking good for training camp. In 5 weeks, it's going to come quickly.
Yeah, it will. Guys, let us know what you think. Obviously, give us your top 5 in the comments and subscribe to our channel if you want to listen to a Colts podcast. That we're going to be optimistic and we're probably going to be biased at times, but we're not going to fly off the handle and give unrealistic takes. We're going to try to be as real as we can and shoot you guys straight. So if you want to join us on that ride, it would mean a lot if you subscribe to our channel. That is Dan. I'm Josh. We appreciate you watching and have a great day.